Welcome to Life of Lady Di. Subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget to turn on that notification for more wonderful, encouraging content. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've had a great week. Today we are making Haitian spaghetti. So these are the ingredients you will need. Your sofrito, your chopped garlic, an onion, bell pepper, tomatoes. You can use regular tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, what I have, so that's what I'm going to use. Ketchup or tomato paste, hot dogs, any kind of sausage you may have, saison, minced onion, garlic powder, of course, your saison complete, okay, parsley flakes, and your adobo all-purpose seasoning. Don't forget those things as well. And of course, your pasta of choice. Today I will be using fettuccine to make my Haitian pasta. And so what you're going to do is cut up all your veggies and have that ready and set to the side. And you need a big pot of boiling hot water. Add some salt to it. I usually add oil as well so I can add my pasta. So I have that boiling and I have my hot pan on the stove. I'm going to add some oil to it. Here are my chopped veggies. Put that to the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to put all of our hot dogs, or if you have sausage of choice, in the hot pan. And what we're doing is we're browning our sausage. We want it nice and brown and delicious. You know, I'm always talking about build flavor, and the way you build flavor is by browning your food, okay, in your pan, especially like your meats and your veggies and things like that, unless you don't want to, it's fine. But you always want to brown it, and then that really helps develop the flavor, so that way it's layered and deep and delicious, and just really gives you a wonderful experience when you're eating your food. So we are going to brown our hot dog meat, and like I said, or sausage, your fettuccine, or if you're using spaghetti. And then if you like, you can use a different type of pasta. You don't have to use like a spaghetti or a fettuccine. You can do it with penne, you can do it with anything. Just choose a pasta. And I'm putting that in my hot boiling water. I leave the fettuccine whole, I don't break them in half. And I have that going. Make sure you stir that well in your pot, so that way your pasta isn't sticking together. So now we're just turning the sausage again to make sure it's nice and brown. And so Haitian spaghetti, right? It's, once you have it, you will absolutely love it, and you don't need a bunch of ingredients to make it. And this dish is something that you eat as breakfast. And I know if you're thinking like, wow, that is a very heavy breakfast, but yeah, it's one of the breakfast dishes for Haitians. We'll have it with like a hard-boiled egg on the side, you know, some kind of juice or drink or whatever. But it's really delicious, and I hope you really try it. It's super easy, it's budget friendly, so you're not spending tons of money, and you can really feed your family. I have a family of 4. I make this pasta, I mean, they tear it up, but the thing is, it can really feed about 6 to 7 people if they take a normal portion size. But when I make this, and I don't make it all the time, but when I do make it, man, the twins tear it up. And if they have their friends over, forget about it. It's not going to be anything left. So now our sausage is getting really nice and brown and getting delicious. Check on your pasta and make sure that that's good and ready. So now that our sausages are brown, you see all that beautiful brown caramelized color on the sausage, we're going to go ahead and add our onions and bell peppers. And you want to stir that and make sure you brown that up as well. But we're not going to reduce it to the point of where it's like super brown or anything like that. So we're just going to make sure that's really good and incorporated with our sausage, and our pan is nice and hot. If you notice that your pan is too hot, remember I always tell you, just turn your heat down and slide your pan away from the heat source for a second or two to help reduce the heat so you don't burn your food. So now we're just browning our bell peppers and our onions because we want to develop flavor. Flavor is highly important when you're making food. So especially in like the Haitian culture, our food is very, very, very flavorful. And we take pride in making sure our food tastes absolutely delicious. We're very sanitary when it comes to like how we handle our meats and our veggies and our grains and things like that. Like, we do not play about that when it comes to our food. And so you're going to just continue to let it brown. So I'm not mixing it yet. because I want it to brown. As far as the onions and the bell peppers, go ahead and check in, giving it a quick stir. Mix that up so we can get the rest of the bell peppers and onions to continue to brown along with our sausage. You're gonna really love this recipe. Like I said, all you need is like a box of pasta. If you shop at Walmart, you should be able to get that for under $2. A tomato paste. If you don't have tomato paste, I ran out of tomato paste, but I use ketchup. So we're gonna use about a tablespoon of garlic, or 2 tablespoons. You guys know I love chopped garlic, okay, and so do my family, so we always add a good amount of garlic. So add your good amount of garlic in there, and then you're going to give that a good mix as well. We didn't add the garlic when we added the onions and the bell peppers because I didn't want the garlic to burn or to brown too quickly. It tends to do that, versus the onions and bell peppers, it wouldn't do that in this pan. That's why I wanted to wait. And so like I said, you can buy a bottle of ketchup for about $2 or so. If you want to use hot dogs, you can buy a packet of hot dogs for under $3. Like, this is a meal, and then your seasonings, you're going to have those already in your house, right? And so this is a meal that you can make literally for under $10 and feed your whole family. And it's delicious and it's flavorful. And you don't only just have to do it with pasta. Like, you can make this meat, as far as like the sausage or the hot dogs, you can make this up, and then instead of putting it over pasta and mixing it with pasta, make some white rice, and then they can eat it with rice. What I'm saying is basically that the options are endless. If you don't want to do rice, you can use hoagies and put it on some hoagies, put a little cheese on it. Absolutely delicious. I just want you to know that you can feed your family. It will taste delicious, and you don't have to break the bank. I know at times it can be difficult for a lot of us financially with everything going on as far as the economy is going. So every way that we can feed our family to where it's not really, hitting the pockets, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of our sofrito. We're going to start with the cilantro one. So by the way, I hate the taste of cilantro, but this does not taste like cilantro. I'm one of those people where cilantro tastes like saltine, so it's like good. But the sofrito, when I add it to the food, is great. I added 2 tablespoons of that. I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons of the sofrito tomato flavored one as well. And, it's just really great, especially when you're adding this to your food. This is how you build your flavors. You're going to mix that up really well as well to start cooking down that sofrito. And sofrito, it's something that I want to say, like, people from the islands, Caribbean islands and places like that, like, we all make our own version of sofrito. So for Haitians, we call it epis. If you're Spanish, you call it sofrito. I'm not sure what it's called in other languages, but it's just a mixture of like some fresh herbs and vegetables and a little seasoning, a little bit of citrus, a little oil, and you blend it all together. And that's always your base that you use when cooking your food, especially if it's meats and savory foods like that. We always add it to all of our food. Okay, so what we're doing right now, after we added the sofrito to our sausage, bell peppers, onions, and garlic, we're letting that cook down and brown in the pan. Again, you really want to build flavor, and so you want to start caramelizing all of that deliciousness that's already in the pan. So when we add our seasonings and we add our water or whatever you're going to use to get the sauce going for this dish, for the Haitian pasta dish, then it'll be delicious. It'll taste like you've been cooking all day, right? And we don't cook all day, but it'll just taste like it. And they're gonna love it. I'm telling you, your family's gonna absolutely love this dish. Alright, so now we're gonna add our tomatoes. So I just cut up my cherry tomatoes in half. If you want, you can use regular whole tomatoes, it's fine. This is what I had in my refrigerator. So I didn't go to the store. I opened up my refrigerator. I said, okay, what can I make for the kids for dinner? There's a big packet of hot dogs. There's bell peppers. There's onions. Okay, I have ketchup. I'm out of tomato paste. That's fine. I'm out of pasta sauce. That's okay too. All right, so I see what I have here. That's awesome. And so, yeah, that's what you know, I do. I just was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and make Haitian pasta. Like, why not? They love it, and I don't have to go to the store, and they're gonna eat a great meal. You know, they're gonna get their protein, they're going to get their veggies, they're gonna get a little bit of carb, so they're gonna have a delicious meal that I didn't have to break the bank, because all I did was open my fridge, look in my pantry, and added it to make my dish. So now we're gonna just go ahead and add some ketchup. So I want to say you're going to add about a 1/4 cup of ketchup to your meat, okay? If you have tomato paste, then you're going to basically add about 3 to 4 tablespoons of tomato paste. If you have cans of stewed tomato, then you would add about like an 8-ounce can of stewed tomato or 2 ounces. It just depends on how much sauce you want to make. And so now we're going to mix that all together and let that ketchup cook with the meat and all of the veggies, and let it get nice and caramelized and absolutely delicious. You know, watch the temperature of your pan. If you notice that it's too high, go ahead and turn it down, because things are going to start to caramelize pretty quickly now from the sugars off of the ketchup and tomatoes and the veggies. So now we're going to season it. We're adding our Saison. Yeah, that much. I know you're like, wow, that's a lot, but the Saison don't have salt like that, so it just really adds a great flavor. Minced onion, okay. Add and season to your liking. I am making a big thing of pasta, so I need to make sure that the sauce is absolutely delicious and not bland. Garlic powder is next. All right, you guys already know I love my garlic powder, so yeah, we're adding that much. And then you're also going to add your parsley flakes as well. Okay. You can do fresh parsley if you have it. For me, fresh parsley just doesn't last in my house. You know, I cook with all the time, so the dried parsley is the best thing for me. And then you're going to add your Saison Complete seasoning blend. So until you get the hang of how these seasonings taste, you do want to start measuring out first. So maybe you start with, let's say if you're making this amount of food, then start with like half tablespoons and teaspoons of seasoning. You're going to add your adobo all-purpose seasoning as well. And so you're going to learn how much you can add, you know, by sight. But you can start with your measuring utensils first, so that way you don't make your food salty, because you don't want salty food. You want flavorful food, not salty food. So we're going to mix all that up really well. Get all that seasoning mixed up in there really, really well. When I tell you guys this dish is so delicious, it's insane how good it is. The only difference that I would say for me when I'm making this dish, I didn't boil any eggs to put to the side, and we're not eating it for breakfast. In my household, we eat like traditional breakfast foods, like traditional American breakfast foods. It's rare for us to have like a Haitian breakfast, you know, dish. So this is actually for dinner. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get a ladle or two of the pasta liquid to add to my veggies and my meat to help with the sauce. It's already hot, it's already boiling, it's perfect. Add a couple ladles, and then we're gonna mix that up really well. You wanna turn your heat down as well so you don't burn your food. And we want this to start to cook pretty slowly, not super fast. By now your pasta should be done. You're going to also take your pasta, strain it, and put it to the side so you can add to your sauce and sausage mix. You don't want to make your pasta mushy unless that's how you like it. You want it a little al dente because it's going to soak up liquid from this pasta, because we're going to add it directly to the pasta. So now I'm just going to drain my pasta off. All right, let's check on our meat and pasta sauce. Mix that up really well. Our pasta is already drained. I set it to the side. You want to keep mixing. Make sure you're scraping the bottom of the pan always. And we want to continue to cook this down, but we don't want to cook it down to where it's like mush. Like, we don't want the tomatoes super mushy, you know, things like that. Make sure you taste your food. See if it needs anything. Okay, that's always very important. Once I tasted it, I realized, maybe I can add a little bit or seasoning to it. And so for example, if let's say you added your seasonings and it tastes a little bit salty, you can always add some more liquid, like to help dilute it so it's not salty, and you can always add like sugar. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more of the Saison Complete to the pasta sauce. Just a little bit, because it was lacking a little flavor. I didn't need to add too much, just a tiny bit. That's about a teaspoon. And then you're going to just mix that up really well. Okay, perfect. So once your sauce has reduced, not significantly, I want to say about a quarter of the way, you're going to go ahead and add your pasta to your pasta sauce mix. As you can notice, the pasta is not mushy, it's beautifully al dente, and it's going to continue to cook in our pasta sauce. And that's why you don't want to overcook your pasta, because you don't want mushy pasta, okay? All right, so now you're going to toss your pasta with your pasta sauce and your veggies and your sausage and mix that up really, really well. If you want, you could turn your heat down a bit because you don't want your food to burn. So you're just going to mix that up. Get all of that delicious pasta sauce that we just made from scratch mixed in with our pasta. It's going to be so delicious. And you want to get every single part, every inch of this pasta coated in this pasta sauce. Okay, make sure you're mixing it extremely well like this. So as you can see, we've coated the pasta extremely well with our pasta sauce, and the pasta is still cooking. Everything's getting a beautiful, delicious color, nice and golden, yummy deliciousness. And now you just have to get ready to plate and eat your food. It's going to be amazing. Can you see how delicious that looks? And like I said, you can make this meal for your family for under $10. A lot of this stuff you already have in your kitchen, so just go ahead and use it. And here is our finished Haitian pasta. Look at how delicious that is. When I tell you, your family is going to be like, whoa, where did you get this recipe, and can you make more of it? It's going to be one of your favorite things to make, and your family's going to love it. It's filling, it's not expensive, and super quick and easy to make. Just look at how delicious this pasta is. Oh my goodness. I can't wait for you guys to try it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever had Haitian pasta, Haitian spaghetti, Haitian mac and cheese. I can't wait to make that for you guys. Wow, that's a whole different situation. You guys are gonna love it. But let me know in the comments if you've ever had Haitian food or Cuban food and what you think about it. I absolutely love making these videos for you guys and showing you just different ways that I feed my family and my loved ones. I hope that you have a wonderful and blessed day, and until next time, enjoy and have fun. Love you guys. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you again soon.